Lesson 19, Value Word Problems, and AA means AAA. So as you can see in the title, the word problems that we're going to be looking at are about value. So when we read the problem, we have to think about what information is given about value and what information is given about quantity. So let's look at this first example. It says, Monse had 50 nickels and dimes whose value was $4. How many of each kind of coin does she have? So the two equations we're going to look for are quantity and about value. So let's see. It says that she had 50 nickels and dimes. Now remember that we learned about the subscriptive variables. So we're going to say that the number of nickels plus the number of dimes is 50 because there are 50 coins. And then the value, we have to give the value to the variable. So nickels are 5. So in front of the number of nickels, we're going to put a 5 cents. Then dimes are 10 cents, so we're going to put a 10 in front of ND. And then we have the amount that is given. Notice that they give it to us in dollars, and we're working with cents. So instead of $4, we're going to put 400 cents. We multiply the $4 times 100 to get cents. Now we solve it like usual. So we're going to do elimination. In this case, I'm going to multiply times negative 10. And when I multiply times negative 10, I get that. And then I'm ready to add. So we'll add these. This is negative 5 and n. The ND's cancel because we have 10 and negative 10. And then negative 500 plus 400 is negative 100. Then we pass the negative 5 to divide, and the answer is positive 20. So that means that there were 20 nickels. But the question says, remember, it's always important to look back at the question. The question says, how many of each kind of coin does she have? So we need to find how many dimes there were. So we go back to the equation of quantity, and it says that the two together were 50. So we have to substitute and say, okay, 20 plus the number of dimes equals 50. So we pass the 20 to subtract, and the number of dimes is 30. And that's it. Very simple. We just have to create the two equations with the information of value and quantity that the problem gives us. And this other one is talking about the cost of cookies. So it says, the cookies cost €1 each, and the shakes cost €6 each. If Anna buys a total of 26 shakes and cookies and spends €86, how many shakes did she buy? So again, we're going to work with a system of equations because we have two unknowns. And it's saying that the cookies cost €1 each and the shakes cost €6 each. So like we said before, we're going to have one for quantity and the other one for value. We're always going to have that. So in this case, it says that there were 26 shakes and cookies. That's the total. So I'm going to put the number of cookies plus the number of shakes equals 26 because that's the total of items bought. And then it says that she spent €86. So we have to put the value. So €1 for the number of cookies and €6 for the number of shakes. And there's a total of 86. Now notice that we're working with euros here, here, and here. So we don't have to multiply times 100 like we did in the previous exercise where we were working with cents and with dollars. So this is actually very easy. It's ready to do. All I have to do is multiply, let's say this one times negative so that these two cancel. All right, so let me write it again. We get negative NC, negative 6NS, and negative 86. So we add, and these two cancel. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5NS, or number of shakes. And when I subtract that is negative 60. And when I divide by negative 5, we get 12. So Anna bought 12 shakes. Now we know that the total of items were 26. So if we subtract 26 minus 12, we're going to get the number of cookies, which in this case is 14 cookies and 12 shakes. Now remember always to go back to the question. And in this one, they're just saying how many shakes did she buy? And so that's our answer, just 12 shakes. The second section of this lesson is AA means AAA. We talked about that with similar triangles, we can find the sides by doing proportions, but only if we know that they are similar. And to know that, we need to know that at least two of the angles are the same. So let's look at this example 19.3. In this case, they're telling us that these two are the same, and they are the same because they're vertical angles. And then they're also telling us that these two angles are the same. Now in this case, they're just showing us with the little marks, and so we know that they're the same. So we can assume, or we can even be sure that this is also the same. So now we just have to decide which is the partner of which. So 4 is opposite to that angle here, and 6 is opposite to this other one. So I'm going to put 4 and 6 together. Then we go with 7, that is opposite to this angle. So I'm going to put 7 here. And the one that is opposite to this angle in this triangle is y. And then we just cross multiply. Y equals 6 times 7 over 4, which equals 21 halves. Now we're going to do the same with the next side. And so 4 over 6 is the main fraction that we're going to be using because we know the two numbers. And then we're going to compare the 5 with the x. And again, remember, we're going to cross multiply. So 6 times 5 over 4, which is 30 over 4, which reduced is 15 over 2. And that's our value of x. And that's it. Very, very simple. We just have to be careful to identify well which number goes with which and to write the proportion in that way. All right, see you in the next lesson.